Hey everyone, Dr. David Miller here, a naturopathic doctor focused on nutrition and digestive function as a means to overall health. I asked around this week to get some ideas about what to talk about for my Friday video, and someone I know said, why don't you talk about fibromyalgia? And I don't think this person knew how much fibromyalgia is related to gut structure and function and the microbiome, so the bugs in our guts. So I was very happy when she suggested that. So let's talk a little bit about fibromyalgia. So it's a pain condition that people seem to hear about this a lot. It seems like everyone knows someone with fibromyalgia, and it's a very debilitating condition. The person's often in lots of pain and fatigued, and they just kind of seem like they have a dark cloud over them. So we know that these people are inflamed, but there's actually something in common with fibromyalgia and a few other concepts in physiology that and also some other conditions. So what I want to talk about is maybe the link between all these conditions and the possible reason why people have these conditions. So there's links between fibromyalgia, IBS, so irritable bowel syndrome, SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, and restless leg syndrome. So if you don't know anyone with fibromyalgia, you probably know someone with one of these other debilitating conditions. Another one that I found is related to these other conditions is interstitial cystitis. So this is like a bladder pain that people have, and these are conditions that are not treated very well with conventional medicine. So there's a real place for a good, rational, natural medicine to treat these conditions and get closer to the core of what is actually going on. So what do all these conditions have in common? They all have probably a little bit of intestinal permeability problems. So the intestines, the layer of the gut that separates you from the outside, is compromised. So things are getting inside that shouldn't, and things are getting leaving the body that should be absorbed. So it's a problem with that barrier. Also, you see vitamin D is deficient in many patients with fibromyalgia. So I just thought I'd say that as an aside, because it's also related to the gut. Where's vitamin D absorbed? Well, in the gut. So you'll see some clinical trials, doctors using vitamin D to treat fibromyalgia, but it's probably because, drum roll, it has to do with the layer of the gut, and the most important influence on that probably being the bacteria in our gut. So basically, fibromyalgia is a systemic inflammatory response to the body to lipopolysaccharides from bacteria, little pieces of bacteria that irritate the nervous system and cause us to have heightened pain and increased inflammation in the body. So what do we need to do to treat these conditions? We need to treat the SIBO, the small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. This is the root cause of these conditions. If it's not the root cause, it's definitely contributing or adding fuel to the fire. So what we need to do is treat the SIBO. SIBO is short for small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. So what do we do then? Does this mean we have anything, is there any recourse for this? Well, thankfully, SIBO responds well to herbal antimicrobials, and I'm going to recommend something that you could think about or talk about with your naturopath or your functional medicine doctor, and that's these products by Metagenics called Candibactin AR and Candibactin BR. I'm not endorsing these products because I get anything from it. I'm endorsing these products because there's a clinical trial in which these products were used and found to be more effective than an antibiotic that is meant for intestinal dysbiosis, so intestinal infections. So Candibactin AR and Candibactin BR as a way to treat SIBO is a way to possibly combat these other related conditions. So take that to your naturopath or your doctor and see what they say. There's a clinical trial to support this. I'm not just making this up. So until next time, keep nourished, keep moving, keep relaxing.